Welcome to the Feast Life, where we empower you, the modern homeschool mom, to create a life and homeschool you love, one founded on faith, family, freedom, and fun. I'm your host, Julie Ross, creator of the award-winning homeschool curriculum, A Gentle Feast, and a certified Christian life coach. For more information on today's episode and to access my free gift for you, check out thefeastlife.me. Charlotte Mason once said, "Life should be all living, not a mere tedious passing of time." So on this show, we seek to savor the feast of life. Girl, grab your favorite beverage and pull up a chair. You are welcome at this table. Okay, so in case you haven't heard, we have a completely new way to provide a life-giving Charlotte Mason education to your children here at A Gentle Feast. We are so excited that we launched the new Feast Table membership. The Term 1 lesson plans are in. Families are amazed. We have taken all the different parts of the feast that we used to offer a la carte from A Gentle Feast, and we have put them into this online portal. Everything you need is all in one place. Yes, that's right. You can log in and see the morning time links, read the poems, listen to the composer pieces. You have lesson plans for grades 1 through 12, all in one place with all of the resources, links, scaffolding, narration prompts, all embedded into one place. It even has an app. This truly is such an amazing, easy, open and go way to provide such a rich and beautiful education to your children. And we are so excited about it. So listen in for today's episode where I dive into a little more about the new Feast Table membership from A Gentle Feast. And if you want to check it out, go to thefeastlife.me/table. Again, that's thefeastlife.me/table. We would love to have you join the membership. Doors close on Labor Day, so don't miss out on this chance to give you all the tools and resources you need to provide a rich and nourishing education for your family for one low monthly price. Hey everyone! Happy Thursday! I wanted to come on and answer some questions about the membership and just to give everyone a chance. If you have questions, you can put those in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, you can still put your questions in the comments and I will get to those as well. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't have the tech for me to be able to share my screen with you at the same time as being live. It's not as cool as Zoom. I did want to show you some things in the membership, but I'm just going to have to be able to talk about them. And then I will link a video in the comments that gives you a tour of the membership. So if you want to be able to see what I'm talking about, you can do that. I will also put the link for you to sign up to get access to the demo site so you can just get a feel. There's samples on there. There's at least a week or two of the different subjects so you can see what's included and how the formatting works. So just to kick off, what is the Feast Table membership? Basically what I've done is I've taken all the different parts of the feast and I've put them into one membership. So with A Gentle Feast, we organize our day into 4 different sections, just like you would a 4-course fine meal, because we're providing this beautiful, rich educational experience for our children. Our job as the teachers is to provide this feast for our children. And so it really helped me when I was first figuring out how to do a Charlotte Mason education with 5 children to have these kind of like buckets, have these different courses in my day. It really helped create a rhythm and a flow to what we were doing. So we start off with morning time. That is your artist study, your composer study, your Bible reading, just truth, beauty, and goodness pouring into your kids first thing in the morning. Currently, you can get all of the parts of the feast, including the morning time, a la carte. They come as a digital PDF or they come as a printed book, but the morning time plans, what you're doing, are now included in this online portal. I'll explain the difference here in a little bit, but let me just go through the different courses. So first we have the morning time course. Then we have language arts, which is like your super salad. I designed the language arts packets to be really inclusive, the way Charlotte Mason said to teach language arts. So it's copy work, it's dictation, it's learning grammar and spelling organically through those methods rather than doing 45 minutes of bunch of workbook pages for language arts, which is excruciating. So I wanted it to feel really holistic and tied in to what we were learning. So the language arts packets are part of that. Then we have the main course, which is our main subjects. So right now there's a printed teacher planner that has online plans, so you can just get the online plans. And then dessert, we offer online art classes and some other enrichment things like our scouting book. Those are your 4-course meal. And like I said, currently you can buy all of those a la carte and nothing is changing there. So you can still purchase all of those on agentalfeast.com, either again as like a PDF or as a printed book for those different sections, for those different courses. And then in the membership, those 4 courses are all included into one online portal. The really cool thing about it is it has an app that you can use to pull up your lesson plans. And so all the links and things are included in the plan. So I'm actually going to try to show you this on my phone since I can't show you in share my screen. But I will, like I said, I will include the tour and I will include the link for the demo site because I really do feel like it's beneficial to get your hands dirty, get in there, really just feel your way around. Okay. So right now I'm on the cycle 1 morning time. Can you see that? There's like a glare from the sun. So you can see the different subjects listed here. Okay. And when I click on them, so let's say I am doing composer study. That's one with a lot of links. So I click on composer study. It has how to help me figure out, it has a glossary for us to use. And then I'm going to click on week 2. Okay. And then it has the actual lesson plan written here. And then the links to the different musical pieces that you're going to listen to. If there's any sheet music, all of it is right here. You're not having to jump and have multiple resources to use for anything in the membership. So that's morning time. Let me show you an actual grade level here. So if I'm on cycle 1, let's go to form 1. Okay, it's the same thing. So it has everything for form 1 here. Okay. And if I click on the actual lesson plan, let me see if I click on, a lot of these aren't published yet, but is this one published? Oh yeah. Okay. So if I click on like geography week 1, it has the day 1 assignment right here for me to look at. It has the embedded YouTube videos right here. You're not having to go on YouTube and see ads or see other things you might not want your kids to see. And the day 2 lessons are right here. If there's a download, something that you can print out to use, like a map, it's right there too. So convenient. My goal in this was to really make something that was like super user friendly for just some of the changes I've seen in the homeschool community since I started Gentle Feast 10 years ago, to really have something that is accessible for families that are traveling, families that are working part-time, for families that might have extra helpers coming in or they're switching off who's teaching, to have a resource that is literally just at your fingertips to make it so easy for everybody. So that is one of the reasons why I created this table. I also get asked a lot, like, what do I purchase? There's so many different things and I'm confused. And so now it's just the membership. It makes it really easy. Everything is included in there for all forms. So for grades 1 through 12, for all subjects. So you can make decisions based on what's best for your family. So if you have a child that might need to go, you want to give them more of a challenge, or if you have a child who might be struggling in a certain area, you get to see all the different books for all the different levels. And so you can make that decision. It's not like you're buying a grade 5 $500 box curriculum and then you're like, oh, this is too hard or too easy for my kid, and you've spent all this money. Like with the membership, you get to see what books are at all the different levels. The language arts packets for all the different levels are included as PDFs, and so you can really easily customize it for your kids, which was another goal that I had. So that kind of gives you some of the background. A lot of people, I'm just going to share some of the questions that I've frequently received. So what is different? So again, it's having everything all in one place. So you're not having to juggle between different Google Docs and online links and your printed planner. Like it's all in the actual online portal. I also have had a lot of requests for parents, especially who are new to this approach, parents who are needing a little more help with narration. They want to give their children some more independence because maybe, again, they might be traveling, they might be moving, they might have all these other things happening. And so I have created for history narration guide in the actual portal. Say, okay, here's the important people in this lesson. This lesson, for example, like Adam of the Road. So, like, this book is talking about minstrels. Here is what minstrels are, and giving the children a little bit more guidance with some of the terms and things they might find. I'm starting with history. So, again, I'm writing this all myself. A Gentle Feast is a family run, small little operation here. So, I don't have staff who's writing content for me. It's me. And so, yeah, I'm starting with history and adding in some narration prompts, extra extensions, videos, those kind of things. Also included in the membership, like I said, are all the different parts. So you have the morning time has its own portal with all the links and subjects. The language arts packets are included. The main course subjects for sure, all subjects for grades 1 through 12 are included. And then dessert, the art lessons are also included. So if you buy those a la carte, that's over $600 worth of material that you're getting in the membership. So it is a great value. Another really cool thing about the membership is I've included a teacher training portal. And there's also a Start Here portal. So you go into the Start Here portal and it will guide you based on whether or not, like, you're completely new to this, you've been a Gentle Feast customer for a long time, and it'll guide you on how to plan out your school year, give you tools and resources for figuring out what your schedule is going to be and how do you combine different levels, and all of that is included in the Start Here portal. And then the teacher training portal is where I've included some of my courses and different things to help you as a teacher fill your own cup and get that professional development to grow your own heart, mind, and soul as you're pouring into your children. So that's another thing. That's like the beverage of the feast. But that teacher training portal is really cool, and it will keep getting more into it as well. So again, if you are a current Gentle Feast customer, nothing is changing to what you already own. It's all staying in Kajabi, where you're able to access it now. If you're new and you're like, which one do I choose? So it really depends on what your needs are. So if you're like, I just want to buy one thing, I want to have it, I want to use it 4 years from now with my other kids, buy it a la carte and then it's yours. If you buy the physical morning time book, it's yours. The membership is like a subscription. So you're subscribing to it every month and you're getting access that way. So that's something that some people really like, having the printed book, being able to see all the different forms on one page. They like having Google Sheets and those kind of things. And so it depends on that for you. If you're like, I really need the convenience, I really have so much going on, I need to have all these links in one place, or you have older children and you want them to be more independent and you tell them what they're doing for the day, but then they're able to log into the membership and see their assignments, see the things that they need to do, and be more independent and keeping track of their work, that might be something that would be better for you in the membership. Another really cool thing about the membership, and this was really important to me, was I really wanted to have an enhanced community. Facebook is great, but it's not the best platform, I've realized, for building the kind of community I wanted. So inside the membership, it's actually a separate app. There's the Kajabi app, and then there's the Kajabi Communities app. Inside the membership, we have a whole separate, thriving, amazing community. And it allows you to connect with people that are just doing your cycle, people that have your form, and you can ask questions in here. Each cycle has like a table mom to help answer questions. And we're also doing challenges and meetups, like we just met yesterday, and I broke everybody into Zoom rooms and they were able to talk and get to know each other better, which was really cool. I also am trying to create more of a community for the children. So like next Wednesday, we're doing a STEM show and tell. So our April STEM challenge was to build a fairy house, which was really fun. I enjoyed seeing everyone's houses. And so they are going to share those next Wednesday. So it's an opportunity. I'm going to do different ones, different topics and different things each month. And it allows the children an opportunity to see other students who are also using the same style of learning that they're doing. It's enabled for them to make some friends online and just get to see other children and see that, oh, other kids also do these things. I'm not the only one. And I think that would be really motivating and exciting for the kids as well. So we're doing that next week. So that is something really awesome that we're able to offer inside of the actual community app, which is really neat. So there's just a lot of extras. There's so many bonuses, so many things inside this membership. So I hope that helps give an idea of what the differences between the two different options are. And if you need help, like figuring out which one would be best for your family based on your goals and your kids' ages and needs, please leave a comment on this video or feel free to email us at team@agentlefeast.com and we will give you some more individual guidance if that's something that you're needing. The only things that are not included in the membership are the sight and sound and the scouting, because those are separate curriculums. But everything else is included as well. So a lot of people have asked about, how do I plan? I'm used to my planner. I like the Google Sheets. What do I do inside this membership? So inside the membership, there are schedule checklists by subject. So instead of by weeks or by forms, you have checklists by weeks depending on the subject. I'm going to actually, since I can't share my screen, I'm going to print one of these out for you guys so I can show you what I'm talking about. And there are things that you can print. So there are, like I said, maps. There are different resources for the kids. There are language arts books, the student pages for morning time, and then there's sample schedules, schedule cards, these subject planning sheets that I'm going to show you. So lots that you can also print, but it's not the same as the current membership. I really wanted it to be integrated, and it's just with all the extras and things, you can't put that on a piece of paper. So this is what it looks like. This is, what is this? Form 1 literature. So it just basically is like a checklist for you. So again, it has the 12 weeks, the 4 days, and you can just check off each day what you were doing. So hopefully that will make it easier for you to plan. You also get a free PDF of this new blank homeschool planner that I love so much. This will be available in the store in the next week, but you do get a free PDF of it in the membership. So it helps you plan your week. If you're used to the current grid, it looks very similar, and some more spaces as well. And then let me show you the last page, your afternoon page. So again, and then celebrating your wins. And then this is the planning page for the next week. So it's really easy to take what's in the membership, write it down each week, use these subject schedules to help you I can't hold it up, to stay on track. But you're not having to juggle a million books, a million pages, a million sheets. I put a video, I think I shared it in here, where I was like sitting by the pool and I'm just like planning the year and I just have all the stuff on my phone. It's so convenient. So it really is easy to plan. I have a whole separate planning video too I can share as well. All right, and then people have been asking about joining, when you're joining. So this is, we're now accepting current founding members for the 2026 school year. And the founding member rate that we're giving everyone is $29 a month for this first year. So it's such a deal. I can't even, like I've said, I can't even take my kids to Chick-fil-A for $29 now. And then it allows you to get in there. If it's not for you, you can cancel as long as you do it 24 hours before the next month. And it really is just such a great deal to get your feet wet and see what you think inside of it. We will be shutting doors after Labor Day, if not sooner, depending on how many people join, because I want to keep it small this first year and get feedback and build this amazing thing together. And just so you know, you won't be able to join after Labor Day. A lot of people want to join the school year and stuff like that, and you'll have access if you join in June, but then you don't start your school year until after Labor Day. That's totally fine. We're going to make that all work for everyone. But just so you know, I know lots of people start their school years at different times and things like that, but after Labor Day, you will not be able to join for this year. Let me see if there are any other questions that are coming through. For some reason, Facebook is not showing me any comments. So maybe there are comments, but I can't see them. Something went wrong, of course. Oh, there's okay. Now I see all your comments. Sorry. Okay, now I'll answer your questions. Okay, I'll ask a question for later. Are the language arts packets on the Feast Table membership uploaded through term 1 of each of the cycles at this point? And are those going to be added June 1st in full? Okay, So the lesson plans don't come out until June 1st. So if you join the membership now, you get to have there's so much in there. There's so much in the Start Here portal. There's so much in the Teacher Training Vault. Like I said, we're having these live meetups and things that we're all doing right now, which is really cool. The summer morning time packet's going to go in there pretty soon. I'm just putting a ton in there. It's really fun. The term one language arts packets for forms 1 through 3 are currently in there. So those are already ready. I didn't change anything for those. Yes, this is the same app that you can access the current main course subjects on. It's just very different on how it's set up. It's right now you go in there and it's like form 2 book list, form 2 lesson plans, and it takes you to the Google Sheet. So it's basically like a landing page for the different resources. This is where actually all the lessons are embedded into the app because that allows me to put so much more in it. So it's not just read pages 14 through 24 in our island story and narrate like the current main course plans would be. It's here, I'm talking about our island story. Let me pull it up for you on my phone. And I think you can see this in the demo site as well. I'm pretty sure these are in the sample week. Okay, I keep clicking on form 1. I want form 2. Where is it? Form 2. Okay, so I'm in again, the form 2. You can see all the different subjects. I go to American British History, week 1. Okay, so there it's before reading. Ask your child about this. Here are the people, here are the places. Look these places up on a globe or an atlas. During reading, your child might want to sketch a cartoon of what they're reading. After reading, tell the story of Albion and Brutus. Discuss. Ask your child what elements make the story a myth. So there's more guided lesson plans. So again, this isn't something that can fit in a Google Sheet or in the current format because there's so much into these lessons. So then the next day, so your whole week's in here. Ask the child what they remember from last time. Put these names on a note card or on a board. After reading, ask your child, tell me about Julius Caesar's battle with the Britons. Your child might want to act this out with soldiers or Lego bricks. So again, giving some more expansion to the lesson, some more support for you as the parent, but also some creativity in terms of narration as well. So I'm confused. Are they separate? Shannon, can you tell me what they is? I'm not sure what they is that you're referring to. Is there anything for kids under 6? Trying to think. So the sight and sound packets are not in there. Again, they can listen to what you're doing with your older children. There is seasonal resources. So I just put in the Holy Week plans. I put in books for Easter. So those are picture books that you could definitely read to younger children. Is there a digital planner checklist that you can edit? I love the planner and it's exactly what I need, but I want to be able to write some notes digitally. So Shannon, if you are currently using the current portal, there is a digital PDF of the teacher planner in the current a la carte options. So you should be able to write on that digitally. This is blank, but you do get it as a PDF. So if you use GoodNotes or something, I think that might be what you're asking, you can write in this digitally. You don't have to print it out. So that makes it even easier, right? Is it only cycle 1? No, all the cycles are there. Great question, Melanie. Thank you. Yeah, all the cycles are there. I was just showing you that, and that's what's in the demo site because I'd have to make a lot of demo sites, which is really complicated tech-wise. But yes, all the cycles are in there. So when you purchase the Feast Table membership, it's $29 a month. Someone asked about that. You are basically buying a ticket to the banquet is how I'm describing it. So you buy your monthly ticket, then you'll get a code that you will use to subscribe to your table. Whatever cycle you are is the table, right? I'm sorry. My allergies are so bad. Sorry. That table is your monthly subscription, but you get that first month free with that code because you already bought your ticket to the banquet pretty much. So you'll enter your information, you'll buy that ticket, you'll get an email with codes that say, which of these cycles do you want? You click on the cycle that you want and it'll take you to that subscription page for that cycle, but it makes it free for the first month. So you're not having to pay again. And then it'll subscribe you every month that you stay in that cycle. So again, this is for next school year. So The lesson plans aren't in there. It's not something that you're going to buy to try to finish out this school year because the lesson plans for term one don't come to June 1st because I'm literally like writing these all myself. So I'm just going to show you guys. Like, this is literally what I did this week. So, like, I'm reading through the books. Again, like all those narration prompts, extensions, those kind of things. Like, I'm doing those myself. Yeah, it's a lot. And yeah, June 1st, term one will come out, term two, and then term three later this summer. We're going to close the doors after Labor Day, but we still have some fun things for the summer. So the summertime morning time packet will be there. We'll have a book club. We'll keep those monthly meetups going where the parents can get together and talk and share, where the kids can get together and have show and tell. Like I said, this month is the STEM challenge. In May, it's going to be a spring nature journal challenge, and the kids can come on and share their nature journals, those kind of things. So I meant to ask if the Kajabi app the same as the Feast Life. I think they are separate resources. So it's the same app. It's Kajabi. So if you have the current resources, I'll just show you. You can access those too. I have 50 million things in my Kajabi from all the different things. But like I have the new table plans, that's the new ones. And then I have the old, maybe I don't in this account. No, I don't in this account. This is the account so to show you this. But in my other account, I have them as well. The other cool thing is if you have any other curriculums that use this app. So for math for high school, I'm recommending Denison Math. They also use this platform, which has been great with my kids because they're like, my high school kids can switch between the lesson plans that I have for them, and then they go into Denison and they do their math, but they're all like in one portal, which is really great. I really do like this for the high school. It really has helped with them being more independent. You're able to go in. I don't know if you saw this on the demo site. You can actually go in and mark lesson plans as done, which is so fun. It's like checking off a box, but it's a cute little star and you click it. Ooh. So that feels good. Exams will be in there, definitely for history, like I said, because that's where I'm starting. But I will add more subjects as I can get to them as well. Does anyone else have any questions? It's so weird in this chat thing. Yeah, so some people have asked, do I have to have this? Or can I just use what I've already had? You can totally use what you already have. Nothing is changing. It is wonderful. It has blessed hundreds of families for the past decade. I just wanted to offer something new and different. I really feel like the landscape of homeschooling is changing. Life is changing. Families are changing. And I have all high school kids now. And being able to bring in new technology that, quite honestly, I would not have been able to do this even last year in terms of technology of all the different things that I might be able to offer now. So technology is always evolving too. And so I want to be able to utilize that to make things easier for you as the parent to be able to offer this life-giving education in a way that fits your real life and what you need for your family. It's a different option for different families. I guess that's how I'm wording it. Some people are doing both. Some people are like, I love my printed planner. I had people on that call yesterday. There's one lady who literally was one of my first customers for a Gentle Feast. Not Shay. She was one of the first people too. I love you, Shay. But she was like, oh my goodness, I remember using a Gentle Feast back in the color days. So yeah, she's been using it for 9 years and she's just graduating her first child from high school in a month, which is just so amazing. And I'm so grateful for my long-term Gentle Feasters who have just been so supportive and just have embraced this lifestyle. And it's been really neat. But it's also really cool in the community too. Like I'm able to see people and see their kids a little more than you can in like a Facebook group. So I know some people who are like, they're using their teacher planner. They want to keep using that format in the Google Sheets that they've been used to and they love and they already own them all. But they're still joining the membership because they want the community. They want the access to some of these online classes and resources and extra tools for their high school kids. And they're trying it out. Like I said, for $29 a month, it's like the best deal ever. So I do have affiliates, Jillian. Great question. I believe once you join, like in the community, there's a thing that tells you how to do it. But if you can also email me at admin@agentlefeast.com and I can get you set up for that as well. Okay, the Feast Life Planner PDF with the membership. Heather, can you give me a little more information? So if you have the membership, you get this planner so that you can plan out your weekly lessons. So it's a PDF, so you can either write on it in GoodNotes or you can get it printed out. The old teacher planner is what I was referring to. Yeah, let me show you guys. So if you've been using a Gentle Feast for a while, this might look familiar. If you're new, this is what the a la carte planner looks like if you get it printed. But there is a PDF of this inside the current product, is what I was saying. I wasn't sure which planner she was referring to. Okay, great. I'm glad I answered the question. And again, like I really want to make this as easy as possible. If you are new to Charlotte Mason, if you are new to a Gentle Feast, I highly recommend the membership over what is currently there, just because you don't have to make as many decisions. Like everything is literally included. And so it just makes it so much easier for you as the parent to be like, what do I get? But there's also just a lot more hand holding that I'm able to do in the membership and walk you through all the different steps. And then the community and having people in your cycle, people who are your form. Just as a newbie, if I would have had that, wow. So I tried to make like a Gentle Feast really have a lot of handholding and a lot of resources, but like this membership is just taking it up exponentially. So if you're new and getting started, that would be definitely where I'd recommend. Yes, there's additional handicraft support in the membership. Heather, who does the current art classes, is doing clay modeling classes as well. Will you be able to print anything from the membership or just access via phone or your computer? So yes, you can print this if you want to plan with it. You can print the student language arts packets. You can print the student morning time pages. There are maps. There are extra resources and sheets. Like, I don't know if you were here when I was talking about the island story, like there's a little cartoon sheet that you can print off. There are lots of printables like that inside the membership. In terms of planning, this is the subject schedule. So it's by subject, which so many people have requested from me, because rather than seeing all the forms on one page and having to flip, like if you don't complete everything in a week, you might be on week 7 in geography and week 5 in natural history, and you're having to flip back and forth with multiple forms and multiple weeks. Having it all by subject, having one form, one subject in one grid is actually a lot easier, and then you don't feel as behind. You just know, okay, I'm doing the next thing as well. So Michaela, I hope that answers your question. Heather says, I remember another question. I think you mentioned there are a number of books embedded in the membership. Yep, 100%. So thank you, Heather, for pointing that out. So yes, in the morning time, the Bible passage to read is actually in here. So that's always nice, especially if you're like traveling and stuff, because Bibles are heavy. And then if the book is like in the public domain, it is, I'm trying to think. So this is, yes, so this is Cycle 1, Form 1. And if I go to Natural History, so this is the Burgess Animal Book. So day 1, watch the video, have your child color the sheet. So here's the video of the Eastern Cottontail Rabbit, and then the coloring sheet is actually included as a download in here. And then ask your child what they and day 2, ask your child what they remember about the Eastern Cottontail Rabbit. Today you're going to read them a story. And so the Burgess Animal Book is actually all in here, which is really nice too. If there is an audio version of a book, I include that sometimes. Most of the like if there's like a free version audio book, obviously I can't include Audible. They would get a little mad at me about that. But if there's, let me see if I can go to like Form 2. Oh gosh, it's so hard to read these without my glasses, y'all. I should have put my glasses on before I came into this. Okay, this is Form 3 literature. And so it has some directions for you as a parent. It has book talk questions. It has a guide for you on Adam of the Road, in case you haven't read that book. And then you can see here, so it's like before you read, it explains some things about minstrels to the kids. There's a picture. And then, oh, here we go. So here are the actual chapters for that week embedded in here. So they can listen to them without having to go to a different platform. If it's like a book that's in the public domain and it has a LibriVox recording or something like that, obviously that's not every book. And not every book is, some of the books are in the public domain, but they'd be way too long to put in here. So I've just done that with some of the Form 1 books, Form 2 that are a little bit, like our island story would be too long. So I've tried Form 2 citizenship for Cycle 1. 50 famous stories is small, so that's in here. So as much as possible, I've tried to, again, just make this so easy and so economical so you have everything right at your fingertips. So I hope that answers your question. Let me check and see if there's any more. And again, if you watch this, think, oh my gosh, I've been talking for 30 minutes. Y'all, I really like to talk. If you watch all 30 minutes of this and you still have questions, please put them in the comments. I will put a link in the comments to the tour if you want to take that. I will also put a link to the demo site so you can go in and get your feet wet on everything that's in the membership. And yeah, we have over 300 members in there already. It is incredible. We had such a great meeting yesterday. We had so much fun connecting, and I'm just so incredibly grateful for the group that God is bringing together in this. But the support for, if you have the current a la carte plans, like the Facebook group isn't going anywhere, and we still have all the moderators, and we're all still there to support you and help you as well. Again, it's just what of these options is something that would fit the needs for you and for your family in the current season that you're in. So we are here to help answer your questions, and thanks everyone for watching. Bye. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I have received some questions about using a screen in the Feast Table membership. So I just wanted to hop on and hopefully give you some more information if that's something that you're considering. Obviously, if you don't want to be using technology at all in your homeschool, then the membership is not the best fit. If you just want to have the printed teacher planner, only use that, don't use any online resources, that is definitely still an option. But if you don't mind using technology, if you're interested in using technology, but you're just afraid that you're going to be on your screen all day if you use the membership, I just wanted to jump on here and give you a little demonstration of how it would work. Now, again, I did design this so that families that are traveling or moving or have lots of appointments and they're spending a lot of time in the car have kind of everything at your fingertips inside of this membership as much as possible. Okay. So again, you still have to get like the math book that I recommend. There's a few books that are not in the public domain that I could not include in the membership that you would still have to get. But if the book was in the public domain, I try to include a copy of it in here. Does that mean your child has to read the book on a device? Absolutely not. I always think real books are better. And so you get the book list and you can buy physical copies of the book if that is something that you would like to use. I'm only including the free PDFs in the Feast Table membership as a convenience. One, it's a lot cheaper, right? If you don't have to go buy all the books because some of the books are in here, but it's also a lot easier. Like I said, if you are on the go, that your child can read a book in the actual membership app, or they can listen to it as well. So I include as much as I possibly can. If there is a free audio version of the book, I include it in the membership, and it is included in the actual lesson plan. So you're not having to jiggle hyperlinks or have your child go to YouTube and see who knows what. Like the actual audiobook is included in the app so they can actually listen to it. You can listen to it in the car or however it works for your family. So that's why I included those things in the membership. But again, you don't have to use them if you don't want to. So let's just run through a typical, I'm going to plan out my week situation. Okay. So right now you might have the current membership where you have the Google Docs that you can use, or you might have the actual printed book where it tells you, what to do each week, or sometimes days depending on the subject. Okay. Okay. So then in the Feast Table membership, there are printable subject schedules. So these are printed by form by subject. So for example, this is the Form 1 literature schedule. So you can print this off, you can keep it in binder, you can check it off. This would be the Form 3 grammar sheet. So again, it's the same kind of lessons. Like here it's in the current teacher planner or in the current Google Doc, it might say week 1, read Encyclopedia Brown chapters 1 through 4, but here they're broken down by days. Same, this is what actually very similar for the grammar. Okay. So you're just getting the actual assignment. In the actual membership, I was able to add a lot more if that is something that you would want. If you want these lesson enhancements, if you want to give your kids some scaffolding of people and places to know before they read, or some different narration prompts, discussion questions for after they read, or some additional images or maps or videos that would enhance the actual lesson. Those are now inside of that membership. So you can either print these off and plan your week using those. I do have a blank planner now that looks very similar to the one you have. So this is your week. You have your morning time. And then you have boxes to write in your kids' names. And then you have a space to write in, I can do this, okay, like your dessert and that kind of thing too. So if you're, I'm a kind of a hybrid. I love technology and I love having everything so easily accessible, but I do having a weekly plan. I still keep a paper weekly calendar. So you can take what's inside the membership and write it in a physical planner. You don't have to use that one. If you have a notebook or whatever planner you normally like to use to prepare your lessons, you can use that as well. Okay. So now you've planned out your week. Okay. So let's just do like a typical school day. So we're going to do our morning time. Okay. So right now you might have like the printed morning time book, which is great. You can still, if you want that printed morning time book, you can use it in conjunction with the membership. But right now you have to go to Google Doc to find the link for your composer study. And now everything is right here. So you would still be going to look at the composer or listen to the composer pieces no matter what. But right now they're all accessible in the app for the Feast Table membership. And you can access this on a desktop too, but the app makes it really easy. So let's say we're doing, what did I just say, composer study. So I have downloads. If there are like sheet music, it's all right here in the lesson. The things that you read to your kids are right here, but it's the same that's in the printed book. And then the actual pieces that you're going to listen to are right here. So you're not having to jump to a bunch of different resources. What else for Bibles? There's Bible in here, and the actual Bible verse is in here as well. Let's just pick a different one. So let's say like picture study. There are printable pictures in the membership. The printable student pages for the morning time are in the membership. Again, if there's any kind of video or anything, that's always optional. So you don't have to watch that. You can just read the biography that's in the actual lesson plan. So your morning time, it'd be the same amount of screen usage that you would probably use now, but you get the printable picture study, you get the printable student pages, you get printable morning time schedule to check things off. So you still can access it, very limited there. All right. And then let's go into, so then you have language arts. Inside of the membership, the PDF for the language arts packets for forms 1 through 3 are included. So you can use those printed just like you would now. So there's no screen time involved in language arts. Then you have your actual lesson plans. So what I've done is I have enhanced history is where I'm starting. Some of the other lessons as well. Again, like I said, if there is a public domain book, I put it in here for convenience. Also like an audio version, I put it in here for convenience, but that's totally up to you. You don't have to. If that's not something that you want your kid to actually read the physical book, you can get that as well. This is, again, just to help you out. So let's say, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, like our island story, for instance. So it has the audiobook embedded into the actual lesson. Again, so you're not having to juggle different hyperlinks. If you want your kids to listen to the audiobook, again, they don't have to. They can read the real book. If you click on like where it says chapter 1 in blue right there, it will take you to a free version of our island story to read. Again, you can have the actual physical book. Then there's some things for before reading. So if your child is old enough, they can look at these for themselves. But this might be something that you want to do to enhance the lesson, which is if you look at what Charlotte Mason's teachers did in like school education, a sample of a lesson would be very similar to this. So here are some of the people. I used to write these on a chalkboard for my kids when we read our island story all together. You could even put them on an index card for your child. Your child could write them down. And then if there's anywhere to look up on a map, we would look that up. And anything else that might be beneficial for the lesson. So like for this one, it says this is a myth. Here's what makes a story a myth. Then there's the during reading. Child's either reading the actual physical book or the online version if there is one, or the audiobook. And then there's some narration support. So tell the story of Albion and Brutus. Discuss, ask your child what elements of the story they thought made it a myth. So it's just giving you some further enhancements. Again, these aren't comprehension questions because that's very against Charlotte Mason. We want the child to narrate. We want them to decide what's important. We want them to put it in their own voice and own their learning. That is extremely important. These are just for you as a parent. So it might be that if you're doing our island story with your kids, you would ask them these questions. But if a child's doing it independently, they can just hop on here when they're done reading. Okay, here's the 2 questions for today. And they can either handwrite it, tell you orally, however you structure your work. So again, your kid is not sitting in front of a screen. I would never in a million years want you to do that. I think that is like the antithesis of what Charlotte Mason would want. So it's not passive learning, sitting and watching a video and then answering some questions about it. It is for you as a parent to have all the tools and support you need in one place. And then the child is still doing that work of self-education. They're still reading. Either, again, if you want to have an online version and it's free, it's in here. But if you don't want to, they can have a physical book. And then they're narrating. So they're still doing that. So they're still doing their nature study. They're still doing their science experiments, their map skills, all of that. None of that is on a screen. Okay. So again, it's just to have a little bit of extra tools that will help you with some of these lessons if that's something that you want. Then we did all our main subjects here, right? So again, I don't really have to go on there other than if there was like some sort of enhancement for the lesson for the day. But again, I can just use that for me as the parent to help me scaffold the lesson for my child. Then after our main course subjects, we have dessert, which in the membership, we have handicraft classes and we have the art classes. They're all included. And that's probably the only time your child really is on a screen all day, is if you want to do the art classes, which I think are amazing. And so many of you have told me how much you love Heather's art classes. So that actually is really nice. You can make dinner, you can fold some laundry, and they are doing a 20-minute art class, but they're not just sitting there passively. They're actually making whatever it is that Heather had for that lesson that day. They're learning how to be creative and use different mediums. I love that she doesn't just have them like try to copy the painting, like they're actually being creative and expressing themselves through different means of art. So that's really the only time they are on a screen all day long. It's the only time you, as a parent, or you don't even have to be on it at all. Morning time, it makes it super convenient. During the lessons, if you can write some of that stuff down ahead of time, so you don't even have to go on there. So it really is for you as a parent to, if you want all these tools, if you want these resources, if these make this so simple for you and you're on the go a lot, or you have transitions, or maybe you have a grandparent or a helper coming in and you can just, here you go, have something you can hand somebody where literally everything is in one place. Like literally I could take this one iPad and have pretty much everything I need for my high schoolers, or really any age, but all I have now are high schoolers, to do their school, which is so amazing. It makes it so easy and convenient. But other than the actual lesson plans, again, which you can print off the assignments, looking at the enhancements, which you can do at the beginning of the week and decide which ones you want, which ones you don't want, that's the only time you're on a screen. And then some of the extra resources like composer study videos, or a video that might enhance a history lesson, or the art classes, which is very minimal and again, completely optional. So I hope that kind of answered the question of, am I going to be tied to a screen all day if I use the membership? No, your children definitely will not. It is a tool for you as the parent to have more enhanced tools and resources and everything you need all in one place. Not to mention the community app, which is also super awesome, that you get inside the membership and you can ask questions, reach out to other moms that are doing your same cycle and form, which is really cool. So I hope that answers some questions about technology. Again, I realize this is not for everybody. There is some, I'm comfortable with technology, things that need to happen, but I want to be really clear because that is really important to me, that you're not tied to a device, that your kid is definitely not tied to a device, but you have the tools and the resources and support that you need to provide this life-giving education to your children. So if you have questions about the membership or technology in it or anything like that, leave them in the comments below and I would love to answer them. Also go check out the demo site. That'll give you a feel. But as you're looking at it, think like in your week, like how much would you be on this, or how much are you using this to help and support you? There's a ton of teacher training resources in there. There's things to help you plan out your year, and those you would be watching or reading ahead of time. But in the actual week-to-week basis, hey there, Julie Ross here. I just wanted to say thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like this show, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a positive review in iTunes. This really does help people learn about the podcast. And each month I will pick a winner to receive a free gift. Don't forget to check out all the free resources we created for you at thefeastlife.me. Thank you.